High up in the Dolomites, in the town of Cortina d'Ampezzo, the heat is on. The famous Italian ski resort is preparing to co-host the 2026 Winter Olympic Games, but there are concerns it won't all be ready in time. The town is up against a March deadline to complete a sliding centre for athletes booked in to test it for the first time. But finishing the centre, which will stage Olympic bob, skeleton and luge competitions, is giving local organisers a headache, especially because climate change has meant natural snow is in short supply. But despite the risk of losing the sliding events to the US's Lake Placid, which has been designated as a long-distance backup, Mayor Gianluca Lorenzi is staying positive.
There are backups for everything, but it's not worth taking them out. As of today, the plan B for the bob races does not exist because it has been made clear the sliding centre is being built here.
Although the International Olympic Committee had suggested using existing venues in neighbouring countries, the Veneto region and the national government ultimately opted for a full rebuilding of Cortina's Eugenio Monti track. Named after an Italian bobsleigh racer who won 2 silver medals at the last Winter Olympics held there in 1956, the revamped site has an estimated cost of $123 million. But critics argue it risks being a white elephant. Here's activist Marina Menardi.
We won't need the sliding centre because bobsleigh is a sport that no longer has any athletes, and it will be difficult, I would say impossible, to relaunch because it doesn't even have media exposure, and it is difficult to find sponsors. There are about 20 or so bobsleigh athletes and another 30 or so between luge and skeleton, so it's a sport that will have no future, and we will be saddled with it.
The return of the Games to Europe comes when climate change and rising temperatures are posing an existential threat to many of the region's traditional skiing centres. Some 90% of Italy's ski slopes rely on artificial snow, compared with 70% in Austria and 39% in France, according to environmental lobby Legambiente. And Cortina is no exception with its snow guns, but these methods are not sustainable in the long term. Preliminary research from the IOC has warned that only 10 nations will be able to host the Winter Games by 2040 due to climate change.